My God, I thank you for giving me the perfect life. No problems, no difficulties, nothing. Yeah, that's how I wish they went. But to be honest, my life has been a complete disaster. Let us walk you through it.
Hello, nice to meet you, Adrian. So I'm just gonna ask a few questions about your life story and everything that you went through.
Perfect.
So paint us a picture of your life story, Adrian. What is it that you went through in your childhood, and how did this lead to everything that your lifestyle is?
Yeah, it probably started honestly when, cause I grew up with I only grew up with my mother through most of my life. So my mom and mother was there to take care of me. My dad's left, so growing up, it was harder when my mom was either working or when she was there at the house, she was, abusive,
As a kid, all you want is your parents' attention, and it wasn't any different for me.
So going through that time, it kind of promoted me to violence, I had anger problems.
The thing was, every time I went to my mom, there was no time for me.
So your mom not being around, did this affect your relationship with her?
Not really, honestly. It was more about when I would leave, because at that time I never spoke. Even though I didn't like her or she got mad at me, I wouldn't talk back or nothing. I tried to be on my best behavior because I knew if I would act out, I would.
Sometimes she'd get annoyed, and other times she'd be impatient. The worst was when she'd get violent with me. It made me feel different, unwanted, not needed.
So it was mostly outside of the house where the problems really, is when I really started to act out, when I just showed those emotions.
So did you start hanging out with bad people?
Pretty much fighting, stealing, stuff like that. That's how it started first, is hanging out with other kids who are probably going through the same things and have the same interests as me.
Okay, so moving on from your childhood, Adrian, let's take a quick break. What is one of the most marked memories you have or that impacted you the most?
One of the things that I remember is when I started using drugs and alcohol. What happened was I had drank too much, or I had drank a large amount of alcohol. So what happened was I had to end up blacking out or whatever, and I was left in left somewhere,
And that's exactly how it was. They left me there. They just left me there. But only God knows why it had to happen that way.
And I woke up in the hospital. I ended up waking up in the hospital, and what they had told me was that when they had found me, they said that I wasn't breathing and stuff, just all kinds of crazy things, that I got super lucky, all this kinds of stuff, that I shouldn't be here right now, and that's one of the things I just,
So,
I never forget, it never leave me.
Where were you left, and why did this lead you to going to the hospital?
Because I was left because, I was hanging out with people who were younger than me at that time, so they didn't know what to do, and I just got left doing things I shouldn't have been doing. And it never forgave me because, it's what they said, what they told me, It's like that I shouldn't be here, stuff like that, you know. When he told her that you shouldn't have came back from that, it's, you know, it kind of hits you differently.
So speaking about bad memories, what was one of the regrets that you had or that you remember until now?
One of them was I had an incident with the police. So I had grabbed like a knife or whatever, and I had went to the police station, and I told him that I was going to kill him.
Tense moments in winters when officers come face to face with a teenager armed with a knife and a gun, banging on the door of the police station lobby.
So I obviously I was drinking that day, so that's one of the things I remember, you know. And I ended up having an altercation with them. Someone was gonna kill him, and I tried to kill him. And eventually, when they came and tried to arrest me, they came and I left. They grabbed me and threw him off me, and I went down a couple of streets down. And they stopped me by hitting me with the car. So they hit me with a car, and all I could remember was the lights. The whole street was full of lights. It looked like a parade. And after that, they had arrested me, and I went to juvenile hall.
Do you remember how long you were in juvenile hall?
Around like 2 months, maybe, more or less.
So Adrian, was this like one of your favorite memories, or?
Yes, honestly, one of my dumbest decisions I've made.
Okay, Adrian, so we had a few jokes here and there, but tell me, what is your breaking point? Which was your breaking point? Because you went from power, respect, to loss. So what was it that made your change into your life story, into a new person who you are today?
Yeah, well, what happened was, so I used drugs and alcohol, and I was using cocaine, and I drank a lot of alcohol. And I also had guns as well. So what happened was I had used too much, and you know, and I said that, you know, I was done. You know, got to my point. I said, I'm gonna use these guns. I'm gonna do something crazy. You know, this is it right here. This is my time to leave. You know, I'm done with this. I don't want this no more.
So you were ready to end everything there in that rain room.
Correct.
Your life.
With everything, I was done. I wanted to end it all.
Well, Adrian, so we know that it was drugs and the difficulties that you had in your childhood. But how is it that you went from ending your life to wanting to end your life to the person you are today? How did you go from that to who you are today?
Well, as simple as because I met God, you know. I came to church, and I participated and I put some time here, but it wasn't coming here that, you know, that really changed the way I think. I was still in the bathroom, you know, using drugs in the bathroom, using cocaine in the bathroom, drinking, falling asleep in the chairs, you know, just doing all kinds of things I wasn't supposed to. I had guns in here and everything. And I took the decision to, I gave everything up, you know, everything that was doing bad, you know, the drugs, the alcohol, the guns. I decided, you know, I don't want them no more, and I got rid of it all, threw it all away. Started talking to God, and that's when my peace started coming back, you know, when the anxiety left me, the depression left me, the anger left me. That's when the change started happening.
So sorry to cut you off, Adrian, but this is exactly what our viewers wanted to hear. You know, that change in how you transformed your life.
And look, if everyone can make a change, if I can make a change, anyone can.
That's exactly what.
But in the end, I realized all this happened in my life because there really wasn't going to be another way to know that I needed God. The abuse, drugs, alcohol, attacks, and everything else. In a way, brought me closer to knowing who God was. My life really did go from power to respect to complete loss. But through all this, I could find out who God was to me.